Hey, I know I can play a little bit of it.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. You don't have to do that. Come on, let's get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell Sisters.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, ting. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled close together like birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Barbara, can we take off these hot cakes now? I feel like a meal in a bag.
Sure, we're done.
I'm overdone. Now I know how poached eggs feel.
Well, here we are, women for all seasons.
I'm dressed like April. I'm hot like August.
And I'm shorts like February. Robin, take that sleigh to the barn. I knew that act would never stay together. Gosh, you know, I love that number with all the wind and the snow. It reminded me of all those fun winters that we had back home.
Fun? What fun?
You mean to tell me you don't miss all that cozy little mitten stuff and the little warm mufflers and the fuzzy little earmuffs?
And the squishy little socks? Yeah. 2 more winters back home and I would have had webbed feet.
But wasn't it wonderful when you would come inside and you would sit by the fire and warm your little toes?
You warmed your little toes. We were shoveling snow.
And every year I would win the prize for the best snowman. It almost looked like a real person.
It was. You made me stand inside it.
We were so proud. We were the only family in the neighborhood with a freeze-dried sister.
Barbara, you have such a convenient memory. Didn't you hate bundling up all the time, layer on top of layer?
I thought I looked cute.
You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I know why Barbara loved bundling up. No one knew you didn't have a figure until the spring thaw. Truth is, winter back home is beautiful. And I sure do miss it.
Yeah, all you people who are back there ice skating and bobsledding, we would love to be with you.
And all of you who are snowbound in 30 below weather with 50-foot snowdrifts, our thoughts are with you especially. Yeah, you're not going anywhere anyway. So you may as well watch our show.
Welcome to Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell Sisters. With our guest tonight, Tennessee Ernie Ford, John Bowzer Bowman, and the Cloth Puppets.
Flexstone. You get the picture. Flexstone from Plasticoat.
Also from Plastic Coat, today's colors for tomorrow's world. Water-based Ultra Decorator spray paint for a cleaner environment. You're watching TNN, the #1 source for country music, entertainment, and information.
Deadly weapons.
Don't be afraid, Ernie. It's me, Bill, the cue card guy.
Bill, what are you doing in our dressing room?
Looking for my hair.
It's slipping to the back of your head.
I know. Look, Ernie, I'll be honest with you. You see, I'm not really a cue card guy. I need a favor from you. See, I'm a performer, and I'd like to be on the show.
Father's particular about only having the best acts on the show. What do you do?
What do I do? Watch this. I do impressions. This is a roll-on deodorant. There, what do you think, huh?
You know, cue cards are real important.
Well, look, Ernie, I wouldn't disappoint you. It would be kind of like you were discovering me. And when I became real famous, you get all the credit. Look, I'll even dedicate this one to you. This is a typewriter.
If you don't make it in show business, you can always work in an office. Okay.
Oh, gee, thanks.
I'll tell Barbara about you.
Oh, don't just tell her. You gotta build it up. Tell her you found this dynamic new performer. Tell her this guy does it all. Tell her with this guy in the show, the ratings will go through the roof.
Who is this guy?
It's me, your protege, your discovery. So, will you talk to Barbara today, please?
You bet. I'm telling Barbara there's this new act that does 80 words a minute and keeps you dry all day.
A lot of men, when they come to see you, they come bearing gifts, and it's usually flowers or candy, and that's very nice. But the man I'm about to introduce has such savoir-faire that he brought me a sack of grits and a sack of cornbread. The speed winner of all time, Tennessee Ernie Ford.
And I did, too. Oh, you're so good. You know, thank you very much. It's a nice reception. And, you know, that's true because, you know, we came from really the same part of the country. And
I appreciate you coming and being with us.
well, I've watched every show but one. And Betty, my wife, as I told you earlier, wants to adopt all three of you and bring them home because I only have sons. But to be here with you on your show is a real pleasure, and you have a thing going here that I hope will go for a long time.
Thank you.
Because, yes.
Thank you. You know what? I cannot stand the fact that I've got you here with me in an audience, and I've never sung with you
Well,
in
you
my
know,
life.
I have followed your career, all of the years of your career, and I've been around a little while. And I got to thinking, too, all the times I've followed you and loved what you're doing, I've never sung with you.
Well, we're going to do it.
You mind?
Oh, I am looking forward to
Let's
it.
do one. Okay.
Daddy could play the guitar and the French harp.
Sister played the ringing tambourine. Mama couldn't hear our pretty music, but she read our lips and helped the family sing. That little band was all a part of living, and our only means of living at the time. And it wasn't like no ordinary combo, 'cause Daddy Frank, the guitar man, was blind.
Mama counted on each other. Their one and only weakness made them strong. Oh, and Mama did the driving for the family. Frank made a living with the song.
Home was just a camp along the highway. A pickup bed was where we bedded down. Don't ever once remember going hungry. I remember Mama cooking on the ground. Daddy Frank played the guitar and the French horn. Sister played the ringing tambourine. Mama couldn't hear our pretty music, but she read our lips and helped the family sing. Don't remember how they got acquainted. I can't recall just how it came to be.
Oh, but there had to be some special help from someone. And blessed be the one who let it be.
Fever caused my mama's loss of hearing. Daddy Frank was born without his side.
And Mama needed someone she could lean on. And I believe the guitar man was right.
That little band was all a part of living.
And I
Only means of living at the time. And it wasn't like no normal family combo. 'Cause Daddy Frank, the guitar man, was blind.
yes,
Daddy Frank, the guitar man, was blind.
Daddy Frank, the guitar man was blind. I did it. I got the sing with you. Sing the Ernie song.
Love this girl.
And now it's my pleasure to get to introduce to you a group that's becoming more popular every week. Our own Truck Shackley and the Texas Critters.
One with a lovely tail. How much is that dog in the window? I do hope that dog is for sale.
Well, we never said we was New York Philharmonic.
No, I'm used to the band.
What?
I was talking about Dog. What's eating him?
Maybe you don't like the song.
It ain't just a song. They're advertising. They're trying to sell me.
Sell you? Oh, don't be silly. Whatever gave him an idea like that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe saw an ad in the paper.
You can't be serious. Why on earth would you want to sell dogs?
Because he don't do nothing but lie on his fat tail, scratching fleas and swiping at flies.
That's why I got rid of my last wife.
Let's face it, Babs. That is one useless animal. He won't even bring in the paper in the morning.
That's because he wants me to steal it from the neighbors.
Another thing. We took him out bird hunting last week, and he led us to a fried chicken stand.
The outdoors makes me hungry.
No, he's some watchdog. We've had 3 robberies, and he slept right through it.
I can't help myself. After watching the Johnny Carson show, I'm pooped.
Talk about lazy. Once we were going to take him to the pound to have him put to sleep, but we couldn't wake him up to get him there.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Dog is a pet. You're supposed to love him. He's not supposed to earn keep. I'm ashamed of all of you.
Miss Mandrell, I told them dog is man's best friend. He's man's best friend, and he's loyal and faithful, and we shouldn't tell him. That's what I told them.
How'd you like a drumstick for dinner?
Anyway, we already voted on it. There were 4 votes to sell Dog and 3 votes to sell Clyde.
Well, you're not selling Dog. He's part of this group, and I want you to just settle your differences right now. Dog, will you try not to be so lazy if the guys promise to keep you around? Dog.
What's the matter? Did I miss Carson?
Look, I was just saying, would you do a few little chores if the guys promise not to sell you?
Well, okay. But no heavy lifting. I got a bad back.
How about it, guys? Okay?
Oh, let me all say.
Oh, goody, we're keeping him, and he can sleep with me in my bed.
Sell me! Sell me!
Brought to you by Texas Tourism. Texas, it's like a whole other country.
Every time you get the chance, every weekday afternoon and night on TNN. Line up for Club Dance. All right.
Barbara, you won't believe what happened to me.
I never believe what happens to you, Ernie.
I discovered someone right in this dressing room.
Well, I hope you called security.
It wasn't a criminal. It was a new act for our show.
What new act?
My discovery. He is a
what?
He is a dynamic new performer. He does it all. If he were on our show, our ratings would go through the roof.
Why are you talking so strange?
I'm not talking strange. I'm reading strange.
Who are you?
Bill, the cue card guy.
And my discovery. Can we put him on the show to do his act?
So that's it. Ernie, why don't we just leave the booking of the acts to the producers, okay?
Can we help him out?
Yeah, can't we help him out?
He's part of the family.
He's part of the family.
Dan will be real tense to hear about that. Okay, Bill, what do you do?
What doesn't he do?
What doesn't he do?
He does everything.
Yeah, I do everything. I do an impression of a bowling ball.
A bowling ball.
And a garbage truck.
A garbage truck.
At 6:30 in the morning. Watch.
Good job, man. Don't eat that stuff in the morning. Yes, you can. Hey, man, make sure everybody be sleeping. Okay. Good.
That was really good, Bill. It really was. You know, but, see, on our show, we try to do things a little more sophisticated.
Well, like what? What can I do?
Well, think sophisticated. Do a Beverly Hills garbage truck.
I say, Godfrey, could you put the champagne bottles in the bag?
You broke my wheel, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I laughed in love because I thought it was funny. You came along, moved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is fine. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Singing his song. All the little birds on Daybird Street love to hear the robin go sweet, sweet, sweet. Rockin' Robin, sweet, sweet. Rockin' Robin, sweet, sweet. Go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Sweet, 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 sweet,
Music City Tonight, TNN. The more you watch, the better it gets.
Earlier in our show, we had a big 50s number. And it was so authentic, I feel like I have grease in my hair.
I'm still on shake, rattle, and roll.
Louise, would you stop shaking? You're showing up on the Richter scale.
You're right. I hurt my hip.
If there was ever a spokesman for the 50s, it's our next guest. A man who not only looks the 50s, he lives the 50s. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big welcome for the man who gave Grease a good name, the star of Sha-Na-Na, Bowzer. Woo!
You saw Bowzer.
In the flesh.
What happened to you? You're supposed to be the 1950s, not the 1850s.
I know that most people think of me as a rebel without a cause, as a top kid, wild in the streets.
wild in my streets. Bowzer, how come you're not all slicked up?
Because that is all a cover. Underneath that warm, lovable 50s person, there is a warm, lovable cowboy.
You're not a cowboy. This is the Mandrell show, not That's Incredible.
I have always thought of myself as a singing cowboy, so I would be plumb pleased if you would saddle up and sing along with me.
Well, we didn't bring our horses, but we'd love to sing along.
Yeah, Bowzer. Don't worry about nothing.
Giddy up. Giddy up. I'm a lone tall Texan. I ride a big white horse.
He rides from Texas on a big white horse.
Yeah, I'm a lone tall Texan. I ride a big white horse.
He rides from Texas on a big white horse.
Most people look at me and say, "Right, that's a horse." Yeah, well, I'm a lone tall Texan. I wear a 10-gallon hat.
He rides from Texas with a 10-gallon hat.
Yeah, I'm a lone tall Texan. I wear a 10-gallon hat.
He rides from Texas with his 10-gallon hat.
Most people look at me and say, "Right, that's your hat." Yeah, well, I was walking down the street with my shiny badge on. My spurs jingling down at my feet. See a man coming with a gun, and I just can't be beat. Hey! Thank you. Ah, Texas, home of the longhorns, the shorthorns, the shooters. Texas, where men are men and the women are glad of it. Texas is the Empire State Building. Texas is Broadway, the Bowery. Texas is a lot like New York. Texas, where a cowboy can walk miles and miles and miles and miles. They got a cab in Texas. Texas is tradition. American heroes. Sam Houston, Davy Crockett, Sam Bowie, all yelling, "Remember the Astrodome." Texas is in my heart. Texas is in my blood. Texas is in my eyes. Texas is in my liver, my spleen, my kidneys. I gotta get Texas out of here. No one like for me. I'm a lone tall Texan. I enforce justice for the law.
He rides from Texas to enforce the law.
Hey, I'm a lone tall Texan. I enforce justice for the law.
He rides from Texas to enforce the law.
Look at me and say,
Hurrah, hurrah, is you the law?
yeah, I'm the law.
Is you the law?
I told you I'm the law.
Is you the law?
Yeah, I'm the law.
What's Ernie talk to you about, Bill, the cue card guy?
Yeah, she's talked and talked. And, you know, she wants to get him on our show so he can do his impression of a bowling ball.
Well, she's always trying to help people.
She sure is. You know, she wanted next week off so she could go help the Carters move out of the White House.
I think Nancy will give them all the help they need.
Well, helping is just second nature to Erling. She sees an elderly person, she takes them across the street, whether they want to go or not.
Well, she has a heart of gold. Helping's the only thing she knows.
Yeah, but the trouble with having a big heart like Erling is sometimes people take advantage of you.
Yeah, you're right. Like last week, the gardener's truck broke down in front of the house. She loaned him your car to get home.
That explains the fertilizer in my glove compartment.
Along about 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. I never would have got to the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been a-riding on the Tennessee stud. I had a little trouble with my sweetheart's paw. Her big brother was a big outlaw. I sent her a letter with my Uncle Bud, and then I rode away on the Tennessee Stud. Tennessee Stud is long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes are green. He had the nerve, he had the blood, there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. God, as lonesome as I could be, dreaming of my girl in Tennessee. The Tennessee Stud's eyes turned blue. He was a-dreaming of a sweetheart, too. We loped right back across Arkansas. I whooped her brother and I whooped her pa. Found that girl with the golden hair. She was a-riding on a Tennessee mare. Tennessee Stud is long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve, he had the blood, there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Stirrup to stirrup and side by side, we crossed the mountains and the valley wide. Came the big muddy and we forded the flood on the Tennessee mare and the Tennessee Stud. Pretty little baby on the cabin floor, little horse coat playing round the door. I love that girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee Stud loved the Tennessee mare. Tennessee Stud is long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes are green. He had the nerve, he had the blood, there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Chair?
I got something in mind.
Marvelous.
Something special. Every time I see you, you're always giving me advice. I always ask you questions.
Well, you always kind of ask me a question. I try to do the best I can.
But there's three of us.
And you mean we have a little thing?
Give us all some advice.
We'll lay out a little advice here. My little girls, you're sure growing up. Seems only yesterday that you were just a pup.
A young man is calling, he should be on his way. When he comes to meet me, I can hear you say,
don't go courting in a hot rod, but in a buggy like your mom and dad. How can you whisper sweet love words when you can't hear nothing that's said? I love to hear the clop of old Auburn's beat.
I love to hear twin pipes roar down the street.
Don't start courting in a hot rod, but in a buggy like your mom and dad.
Hey there,
Yeah?
start being cool. I don't dig dating when you went to school.
Well, it's the middle of summer, and I'm anything but cool. I want to meet this hot rock. I'll tell him the rule. Don't start courting in a hot rod, but in a buggy like your mom and dad. How can you whisper sweet love words when you can't hear nothing that's said? Love to hear the clop of old Auburn's beat.
I love to hear twin pipes roar down the street.
Don't start courting in a hot rod, but in a buggy like your mom and dad. Well, everything is ready for your young man to call. The mare's all harnessed to the buggy and all.
I can hear him say, hop on my ass. This reaches the end, but where do you put the gas?
Don't start courting in a hot rod, but in a buggy like your mom and dad. How can you whisper sweet love words when you can't hear nothing that's said? Love to hear the clop of old Auburn's beat.
I love to hear twin pipes roar down the street.
Don't start courting in a hot rod, but in a buggy like your mom and dad.
Now, call 1-800-WE-PREVENT.
You know, folks, it doesn't bother me that Louise is beautiful and talented, and that she has fantastic road shows that she does, and that she has so many fans, or that she makes great records. But I'll tell you something that does bother me. She also makes duet records with one handsome guy. And they're both here to sing one of those duet records for us. Louise Mandrell and the handsome R.C. Bannon.
was a fool to ever leave your side. Me minus you, such a lonely ride. That breakup we had has made me lonesome inside. I realize I love you 'cause I want you back.
Last winter evening with the radio, regret the moment that I let you go. Our quarrels such a way of learning so much. I know now that I love you 'cause I need your touch. Hey, hey, reunite, it feels so good. Reunite, 'cause we understood. There's one perfect fit, and sugar, this one is it. We both are so excited 'cause reunite. I said you're staring at the same old bar. Came back to life just when I got your car. I wish I could climb right through this telephone line and give you all the love I have on my mind.
Honey, I can't go cheap, I can't play. I found it very hard to stay away as we reminisce on precious moments like this. Glad we're back together 'cause I missed your kiss. Hey, hey. Lover, lover, this is solid love.
And you're exactly what I'm thinking of.
All through the day,
And all through the night, I'll give you all the love I have on my mind. Hey, hey, reunite, and it feels so good. Reunite, 'cause we understood. There's one perfect fit, and sugar, this one is it. We both are so excited 'cause we reunite.
Right now we have something very important to... I can't read that. Who writes so small? Could you come a little closer with the... Very important to do. I'd like to introduce my sister Erlene's new discovery. Wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Jill doing his famous impression of a bowling ball. You don't need these cue cards anymore, Jill. Come on, Barbara, it's great.
Not so great. He left one pin standing. Well, you did it, Erlene. You got your new discovery on the show. And I have to admit, a marvelous performance like that deserves a real introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Kirkenbauer.
Gee, I hope I didn't let you down, Erlene.
No, that was the best impression of a bowling ball we've ever had on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see Bill 3 nights a week at the Encino Lane.
So I'm at the dentist. Stains from grass to grease. Want a tough stain out? Shout it out with Shout Gel from S.C. Johnson Wax.
Lord, let me live from day to day in such a self-forgetful way that even when I kneel to pray, my prayers shall be for others. Others, Lord, yes, others. Let this my motto be. Help me to live for others, that I may live like thee.
Sweet love, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Sweet love, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. It was a band of angels, and they were coming after me. They were coming for to carry me home. Well, if you get to heaven before I do, coming for to carry me home, you just tell all my friends that I'm coming up there too, coming for to carry me home.
I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment.
Very well, very well.
I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment.
Very well, very well.
In that grave, getting up morning, fairly well, fairly well. In that grave, getting up morning, fairly well, fairly well.
Swing down, church, stop it, let me ride. Swing down, church, stop it, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, rock me, Lord, rock me easy. I got home on the other side. Now Ezekiel, he went out into the middle of the field. He saw two angels working on a chariot wheel. But now he wasn't so particular about working on that wheel. He just wanted to see how a chariot feels. Well, sweet love, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Sweet love, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Coming for
To carry me home.
'cause I got a home on the other side.
And go with the flow from S.C. Johnson Wax.
The most precious possession that we have is our time. And you've given that to us tonight, and we appreciate it very much. We want to thank all of our wonderful guests, Mr. Tennessee Ernie Ford, John Bowzer Bauman, R.C. Bannon, Bill Kirkenbauer, the Croft Puppets, my band, the Do-Rights, and I especially want to thank all of you, our studio audience, and all of you at home. What a great year 1980 was. You made it all possible. I appreciate it. 1981 is looking even better.
And I especially want to thank everybody for my new home, my new sports car, my new fur coat. I never knew that you could have so much fun and get paid for it. You get paid for that? Of course I get paid. Barbara, you told me I was doing this for the experience.
Well, you are getting experience and exposure.
Sports car? Barbara, did you see her
I think we ought to discuss this later.
I think we ought to discuss this now. Let's go get her.
Good night, everybody.
Also appearing in tonight's show, R.C. Bannon and Bill Kirkenbauer.